Welcome, students, to the first class in accounting. For the next 8 weeks, we will be studying financial accounting. Whatever area of business you specialize in, you will regularly draw upon your knowledge of accounting practices to record, analyze, and report the activities of your department or division. We like to say that accounting is the language of business. For this reason, I will focus most of all on the vocabulary as we proceed. Carefully read the syllabus. You will see that your grade depends on 2 items: discussion questions and multiple choice tests. The tests represent 800 out of a possible 1,200 points for this course. The key to the multiple choice test is always vocabulary. If you know what the words mean, you already have the answer in front of you. You have only one timed attempt at the weekly quiz. Be sure to clear the decks of all distractions before you take the quiz. Each is 10 questions. You may consult your book and use a calculator to complete each quiz. There are no second attempts except in the case of an excused illness. The discussion questions consist of a number of sample problems from each chapter. The total value of the discussion questions is 400 points out of a possible 1,200. You have a week following each class to complete the problems. If you fall behind, you may still submit your work, but there is a late penalty of 10% per week for late assignments. A little calculation shows that you need 1,080 points to get an A in this class. Certainly, an A or a B is within reach of every student, no matter how busy your schedule. I will submit a video lecture like this once each week. If you are attending class, I will develop this lecture and work with you on the discussion questions during class. I will also upload a script to the video lecture for each study, for your study and for test-taking purposes. If you're taking this class strictly online, please submit to me a brief post describing you and your academic goals so that I can better assist you with your studies. For the first lesson, you should read the first 2 chapters of the textbook. Chapter 1 presents an introduction to accounting. Here we examine the role of the accountant within the economy and within the firm. We will introduce the organizations and agencies that establish the rules of accounting. The main topic of Chapter 1 is the financial statements. These are used by management, investors, tax authorities, suppliers, and customers to analyze the financial stability of the firm. We will look at the process by which accountants record and summarize business transactions using the 4 financial statements common to all businesses. We next introduce the fundamental accounting equation, namely assets equal claims. It represents the basic organizing principle of the accounting records of an organization. We examine the balance sheet, income statement, cash flow statement, and stockholders' equity statements that comprise the annual financial reports of all publicly traded companies. Collectively, these make up what we call the 10K filings of public corporations. While privately held businesses are not required to submit these reports to the public, they are required by the IRS for every business, for profits and for nonprofits. At the end of the chapter, you will find an excellent summary, vocabulary terms, and, of course, the homework problems. Chapter 2 presents the accounting cycle. As accountants record, analyze, and report the activities of a business, they follow an annual cycle of events that is repeated for the life of the business. We open with a discussion of the accrual system of recording revenues and expenses. All corporate businesses must use this method. A small proprietorship can use the cash basis accounting system in place of the accrual method. And for tax purposes, the IRS, I believe, insists that this be the case. We next look at the adjustments to the record that must be made in preparing the financial statements in order to close out the fiscal year. After these are completed, we then close the temporary accounts and begin the cycle all over again. You can think of it as wash, rinse, repeat. Two important principles are introduced next: the matching concept and the conservation or conservatism principle. We close with a discussion of corporate governance, and we take a look at internal controls, and in particular at the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002. It is here that we consider the issues of criminal and or ethical misconduct. When class meets, I will explain and develop the ideas that we have merely mentioned here in the video. For online students, you will be able to get the content from reading the text. I look forward to meeting you all. We'll be meeting on Friday nights at the campus, and we'll have a great time. We'll do a lot of interesting things alongside of the accounting lessons themselves, just to keep life happy and light. See you then.